Castaneda, one of the most misquoted things he ever said was the path of the heart. He said, you must take the path of the heart. And this became a kind of greeting card mantra, right?
Like find your bliss.
Yeah.
Which Campbell said. I should have said find your blisters.
Hold your space, find your blisters. What the full quote is that all paths lead nowhere. So it's best for you to take the path of the heart. And that was too nihilistic for many people. It wasn't palatable, So he was very, very important to me and remains that.
I should actually probably for some of our listeners, viewers, just ask you to say who was Carlos Castaneda, who was Don Juan, and how did you come to know Castaneda?
Well, I think that's for another time for us.
Could be.
But Castaneda was at one point, one of the most essential figures of the 60s in terms of how pivotal he was, breaking open the heads of a generation, Then he was kind of reluctantly and then exuberantly adopted by mainstream press. He was the cover of Time magazine. He wrote many books and quite poetic and had an enormous effect on the entire generation. And I meet now many young people who he has had an enormous effect on or who are he greatly interests, So, but again, it's a lot.
Yes.
So I don't want to take up your time here with all of that at this time.
No, it's okay. Yeah, if you do, it's fine. It's just I'm very interested, because I've heard, later in his life he had sort of people around him who really tried to effectuate his ideas, and they sort of a kind of religious group around him, or maybe he wouldn't have called it religious.
I was there.
You were there.
I was there.
And there's tensegrity
throughout the end.
Yeah.
And Leonard Cohen had a name for those people. He called it the revenge of the practitioners. That was his phrase. And it happened with Leonard at his Zendo with his teacher. This is human nature, to denigrate, to falsify, to make teachers into gods, and but I was there through the end, yes, and all the people that I know, the ones that are still alive, were there through the end.